What's up guys, my name is Seth, you're watching Petrol 360, and if you may have watched some of my other videos, you'll know I picked up a couple toys a couple months back. I got this Tig Welder, as well as I got a tubing bender, and I've been trying to learn both of them and get better at them. Today we're going to knock out a little project that'll help with both. Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of organization on my welding cart, and to do that we're going to have a place that I can hang my helmet, hopefully, off the side of my argon tank here. So I saw one of these on Instagram when I was flipping through. Somebody's selling something like this, but it's just a ring that sits over the top, over the regulator and everything, and it sits around the top of the argon tank, and it has hooks coming off of it, so you can, do a welding mask, face shield, or you can have your wires hanging off or anything like that. So I'd really like to have one more place to put this, and then put the ground clamp, and then I can put my power cable as well. So what I'm planning on doing is bending 280-degree bends in a piece of 1-inch pipe, cut them both, weld them together so I can make a ring, and then from that ring I'm going to add hooks so I can hold everything on here. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but it's a really good opportunity to get the bender out and get the TIG welder out and try both of them and see if I can learn a little bit more and get some practice in. So first off, we got the bender up. Let's chuck some tube in there and get the bending. And just like that, we have a tube with two 180-degree bends in it. Alright, pretty much got everything mocked up here. Pretty happy with it. It gets a little bit flat right here on the inside, but the outside actually looks really good. So went ahead and hit these with a Scotch-Brite pad and then wiped them off with some lacquer thinner and got some filler rod ready. So let's fire up the welder and go from there. Fingers crossed, hopefully this first tack will go well and the rest of it goes smoothly. Usually the first tack tells me how well the rest of the welding is going to be. So we're going to put it touched in and go from there. donut. All right, it's been a little while later, and we got it all welded together completely. So this side actually looked pretty good. Nice, neat, pretty uniform, not laying dimes or anything like that, but definitely a pretty good weld. This side, however, on the outside is where I have my gap, and I definitely struggled through this one. I was doing really well actually, and then I had trouble moving the actual puddle, and I stayed in one place for too long and burned a hole through it. So as you can see, it does have a little bit of a growth on it. I made myself go back in and fill the hole back up. It's not perfect, but it's fixed more or less, and that was trying to push myself a little bit to actually go back and fix that. So I think I'm actually gonna grind down the little growth. I didn't want to do that, but you know, learn from mistakes and move forward. But I think that's all I'm gonna do tonight. So we're gonna pick back up on this tomorrow and actually make some you know, mounts coming off of it. So we'll see you guys then. Alright, as you did see, I picked up a new vise the other day. I've had my eyes out for a really long time for a really good, solid old vise, and one came up for sale. I was looking a really long time for like the slam dunk deal, you know, where people get them for $30, something like that, but this one was $80. It had quite a bit of rust on it. Somebody just, you know, plowed it over with black spray paint, but I got a lot of that off. Got it cleaned up and lubed up, and it should work pretty well. It's gonna be really nice to have a vise back in the shop. So it's gonna help for this next part, because we gotta grind these down and chamfer so we can put these on our tube. So let's get to work. Alright, a couple minutes later, I have a finished product. So this was a pretty good deal. I got a good challenge out of it. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's gonna come with time. So let's take a closer look at it. Well, would you look at that? It works. So obviously, this isn't a terribly complex project. Really, it was just a good excuse for me to get out the bender and the TIG welder and get some practice. So hopefully this guy gives you guys some ideas on practice stuff you can do, something practical you can use, so you're not just sitting around welding random pieces of scrap together, but you actually have something and have a goal. I feel like I work a lot better when I have an end goal to work towards. So this is good practice. I think I'm gonna clear coat it and keep using it and try to figure out a couple more things, because still got a ways before I can actually, weld something substantial, something that, needs to actually work for something, not just hold up the welding helmet, because I think I can do that. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and give me any suggestions on any other little projects that I can do that'll help me learn this TIG machine a little better. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.